Hello everyone, my name's Tom and welcome to CodeBolt. Today we're taking a look at this Xbox controller. It's an Elite 2. Bought it off eBay. Apparently it's got a faulty USB port. I have high hopes that this is a sort of honest fault, as you say, where something's happened. And the way you can usually tell that is this controller has come with boxed all the accessories and all the various bits and bats. So they'd not said which USB port it is, so it could either be the one on this charging base or the one on the controller itself, so that's something for us to have a look at. The nice thing about this controller, or this particular model of the controller, is all of that joystick port caps are replaceable. It comes with some extra clicky buttons on the back, which feel quite interesting. The D-pad, you can either have this textured one, or you can put a more traditional D-pad and they just magnet on. So they're quite nice controllers, and we'll see if we can get it working. Well, I guess first we should check if it is working. It feels nice. It's got full travel on those. And you can set the hair triggers. Oh, it's coming on. Which is interesting. Alright, well let's see if the USB port's working. If you're interested, I'll put the eBay card up here somewhere. I can't remember what I paid for this. Was it around £30 maybe? It'll be on the screen now for you anyway. So I've got a little USB charger, so we're going to plug this one in and just see if this works. Okay, the controller vibrated, so it knew there was something there. So it vibrated. I'm just going to try this again because it vibrated, but it's pulling basically 0 amps. Oh, it just vibrated again. Oh, interesting. Okay, I see. Right, so what's happening is if it's just got the USB cable in there and it's left to rest, or it was, it's not drawing any power and I don't think it's working. But if you apply some pressure on it in a certain direction, I don't want to put too much on, but you can see it jumps up to about half an amp, which I think will be the charging current. There we go. So yeah, 560 amps. So I think that's going to be the charging current, but it's intermittent, and as you move this around, so I'm fairly confident the seller was telling the truth. Zoom in for a closer look for you all. So there we go, and then if I press down on here, that goes up to half an amp, comes back up, and it's not. So yeah, I think the seller might have been telling the truth. This might be a USB port fault. So it's one for us to have a look at. See what's going on inside. Next question. How on earth, these just magnet on, I think. How on earth do we get into one of these? Never actually tried to take one apart. So I'll remove those for now. No obvious screws anywhere on the controller. So I think it's got to be around this seam here, which zoom out a bit. It's got to be around this seam here. There's no, whether the bottom pops off or the top pops off. I'll get a little plastic pry tool and we'll try to see what we can do. It's a little tight. You get in the top there. I can get in there, but I don't necessarily want to pry against those buttons. Try one of these. That's in. Can we get in here? I'd feel better opening it from this side if we can get in. I don't want to use anything metal because I don't want to mark it up. maybe. This plate here could easily come off, I think. Again, you'd be prying into here. Oh, yeah. Right, it's the front. I can tell. What happened there is I was trying to pry the back out. I got in here, and the front definitely looked like it clipped off. Yeah. There we go. Come on. So I try and get in with this. Get a couple of these maybe. Little guitar pick-esque opening things. Well, that is a clip that's definitely out there. Or came out. I think it's gone back in. Okay, so it goes all the way around here. I don't want to break it. I mean, the way that it's so interesting. The way this is separated, it looks like it continues all the way around. So it's one full piece for the top of this. How's it going? Yeah, we've got this corner out now. Let it unclick. Oh, look at all the ming coming over here. I don't know if you can see it. Ugh, that's somebody else's hand. Ugh. Hand juice. I'll give this a good clean. There's a few people suggested in the comments of the last video I really should have cleaned that PS2. And I still will. I still will. You know, people who have done this before are going to look at this video and be like, what is he doing? What is he doing? But the first time you do everything, it takes a bit of learning. It's nice that once you can get it enough that you can actually see where the clips are on one side and apply that to the other. So now we're opened up. Again, if you're doing this, I would avoid anything metal. I wouldn't be sticking screwdrivers or anything. You get these. Well, I guess you could use actual guitar picks if you wanted. These are part of an iFixit toolkit. But anything sort of rigid and soft enough. The trick is to have something softer than the material you're working on. It needs to be thin enough and stiff enough to be able to actually pry a little bit, but let's turn off. It also needs to be, where's the clip? There's a clip there. As far as I can tell, there's like, that clip's probably out. There's only really this clip here. Oh, there we go. Come on, come on. Yeah. I think that side's out now. Right, so the only place we're really held in is this corner, and that is going to go really, I say easily, but definitely going to go. Is there a clip in the middle somewhere? Because it's unclipped all the way around. It's clipped in somewhere in the middle, I think, around here. The only thing I can think to do is just to pull at that to pop it off. There we go, that's off. That's now loose all the way around. I had some little bits of of like glue in the top. That's what was holding it, just in a couple of places. Nice, that's out. All the clips look still in good condition, which is what we are looking for. Right, how do I turn this off? Can I just hold this down? Good, that looks off. Right, what have we got then? Let's zoom in a smidge. So we've got some. Can you hold that up a little bit so you can see a bit better? So we've got some Torx bits. The security Torx. Do we have security Torx? We do. Maybe an 8 or a 9. So it's not a T10, it's not a T8. Is it this one? It's a T9. Or a T9H for hole. I assume it's for hole. Be careful. And now we'll just play see a screw, remove a screw. So we got one. So the issue is, this just doesn't, even though this has got the hole in it, it just doesn't sink into these screw heads particularly well. Like, it doesn't go very deep at all. So as soon as you come slightly off axis with the screw, you just slip away. There's one there as well. See if we can see a bit better. Okay, yes, that just lifts off here. What does that do then? I don't know, somehow going to have to come out. These motors lift out. Higher, actually. This can just lift out, I think. Maybe it's clipped on at the back as well. Maybe. Or maybe something's holding it in. Definitely we're loose down here though. I can loosen all the front piece off. Oh, what's this? Small sticker. Probably is it a warranty sticker? I reckon this is a warranty thing. It's going to have another screw underneath because it's exactly in line with this one is. Eee! Let's just do it. Yeah, look at that. Another screw under there. That's what's holding us in. That is definitely a warranty void if removed kind of sticker. It doesn't say it, but I know. You know, we all know what they're after. Ah, there we go, we lift out. Excellent. Those motors are loose now. Not too bothered about them. I want to get to this board under here. One that's got this USB-C slot on. How do we get to that then? A couple of screws on these little triggers with the rumble on under here. Well, this board looks like it comes out. There's a couple of screws here. I'm not sure what size they are. They're the same. Nope, smaller. There we go. It is a T6H in here. That's what we'll do. Unscrew these. I think this will lift this this circuit board out. There's a screw there, but that's holding that board in. Maybe we can try topping these again. Seeing what this does now, it's out of its gauge. It looks like it moves the whole button. There's a screw coming into here I kind of want to take out. That's underneath this board. This board is held in somewhere by something. Oh, it is just loose. There we go. What is holding this in? So it's not that. It's not got the D-pad. So this board seems to have the joysticks on it. Oh, hold on. Is it just getting stuck on the? Well, I don't know how to do it. Well, that looks like it's come forward a decent way. Oh, that's come off now. Ah, and this is definitely just going to pull forward, I think. Get the bumper buttons off. There we go. Okay, these triggers are loose. Does that mean this board just comes out now? Or are we still held in with maybe these little wires here? I don't know what these are. They look like little antennas actually. They're normally what you'd find on little Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections. Which, maybe that's exactly what it is. Except this one doesn't want to come out. Right. Will that come out now? No, of course not. Oh, the joystick, these covers won't drop through. That one will. But this one doesn't fit through the hole? Maybe? Yeah, somehow this joystick doesn't fit through the hole in this board. Okay, so I think we might actually need to unscrew these. Oh, I don't want to mar that up too much. Oh, this is a horrible feeling. Okay, at least that's turning now. I think the other one will be okay. This one definitely needs removing. There we go. Now that should drop out, surely. Okay, cool. There's lots of wires on there. We may have to desolder them, but we'll try without. See if we can just get this board out. All these screws are the same, yes they are. Which we appreciate. Nothing worse than when people or manufacturers use different screws for every corner of the bloody board. Is that everything? There's a button there. Another one there. What's still attached? What have we still got here? What you're doing, you're kind of stuck in this corner. Why are you stuck in this corner? I think it might be... Ah, there we go. Perfect, we're out. We're free. We can remove this. Oh, it's going to take some getting back together. It's like grown up Lego, isn't it? So, we've got all these bits. Remove this tape. Stay out of the way for now. I'm going to flow a little bit of solder on there, and then I'm going to just suck it off. Hopefully, clear these pads out, make it nice and easy to lift up. So So that's the plan on this side. Hopefully once that's free, we'll flip it over, we can add some hot air and lift it back up again. Okay, so again what we'll do, we'll just flow a little bit of solder on here. In fact, I might get the microscope out. Let's do that. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. Alright, we've got some extra on there. I think that might just make it a little easier for the solder sucker to do its suckage. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. Oh, that looks better. Okay, well let's hope that's suitably soaked. And what I'm going to do, we're going to flip this around and we're going to get some hot air on this side. We'll see how we go. I'm sure we're getting some on this side as well. Get that nice. So I'm starting to see the solder underneath it start to turn. This is the older one, so I'm less worried about damaging the, like cooking it and heating up the inside too much. It does look like it's slightly loose, but maybe not quite there yet. I'll try and get some on this side here. Well, it's definitely loose now. It's coming. There we go, there we go. So what have we got? Oh, it's coming, but at the cost of some melted plastic down here. Oh, that's not going to be pleasant. How best to clean that up? There we go. Let's get that off. Right, the next thing I want to do is try and clean all this solder up. Get it as clean as we can. And then we'll put some fresh solder on. So, let's do that now. What I'm going to do is flow, get some nice flux on that. There we go. So I want to try and clean up these holes as well, so we can poke the new piece in. Good stuff, right. So what I'm hoping is those nice big blobs should make it easier to clean up. So we'll get a bit more flux on that. Alright, they're cleaned up a bit. Now I'm just going to get these top ones cleaned up. Right, there we are with that. Next up, I'm going to flow a bit more solder onto these pads. God, again, it's so hard to melt the solder on here, even with what I'd consider a very hot iron. Those pads look good. These look a mess. Let's get the solder braid back on these. Alright, I think if we clean this up it'll be alright. Yeah, let's get some IPA on, clean up all this flux we've been dealing with. Put some fresh flux on before we try and solder it as well. God, if this works after all this, I'll be surprised. But we'll see. Alright, we need to get our new, I don't know if you can see it onto the camera, we've got our new USB port here. So I'm just gonna, I think how I'm gonna try and do this is I'm gonna try and heat this up, melt the solder. Will this just sit in? Let me just check this first. If this will just sit in, which I hope it will now I've cleaned those ports out. Yeah. Right. I'm going to start with this up. Get the solder on the pads on the board melted. And then try and drop this socket in. And hopefully what that'll do is make it easier to set down. And then we'll solder the legs. Because I just think if I put enough heat in to actually melt these pads underneath this, I'm going to end up melting the inside of it like I did last time. So that's the best way I can think to do this. Oh, I'm going to get rid of that hair first though. Yeah, so I mean, to give you an idea of how big what we're looking at is, it's blooming tiny. Alright, let's give it a go. See the solder starting to go a little shiny. Okay, so that's definitely stuck it down. I hope that's now electrically connected to all those pins. It's not obviously in the sort of mounting hole on this side, but I think I'm just going to flow a bit of solder in there and hope for the best. It's not good. It's a cold joint, is that? See how much the board is just taking to heat up. The pins have heated up on the actual socket, but the board itself is really struggling. That's a bit better. If anyone's got any tips for how to solder a board like this, like, pop it in the comments, because I'm slightly. I mean, this soldering iron's as hot as it goes. I could go for like a, one of those, the big one, but just I'm reluctant to just keep adding more and more heat to this. Okay, I think that's reasonably solid now. So, where do they go? This is from this side. This would normally come like this. Would it? No, that would normally go like that, doesn't it? Yes, that screws down like that. These two come up, and one of them curves left, one of them curves right. Which direction though? So I suspect that one is going to be this one, and that one is probably going to be this one. I think they're both almost the same length anyway. In fact, they're exactly the same length, and they're even bent broadly in the same way. Okay, well let's just pop these in. Oh, that's got it. There we go. Applying a little pressure to the centre, that's what seems to do it. Push that into there. And that into there. And then on this one, and that should come up and go over when we're ready for it. On this one, I'm going to say this is the up and over bit. This needs to come into here. Oh, you're not in focus at all. Got to get for concentrating on what I'm doing down here instead of up there. There we go. That is in. Hopefully you can still see what's going on. There we go, and that's going to come up and over onto this next one. Okay, good stuff on that one. Alright, now we will make sure we've got all these buttons in the right place. This one, where did this go? This goes into here. Yeah, that's that one. This button pad goes into here. That's not lined up. That's those in place. Was there anything else to go on before this? I don't think so. This went like this, didn't it? That went, oh, I've lost something. Pop that out. Right, now this goes back into here through that hole, I think it was, to line everything up. Got this, you can't see it, but it's got this little post down the bottom here. And then that slides down onto there. Right, let's get a screw in this. And we'll get another one in, and then at least the buttons are not going to come out. Once you get pressure on this board holding it down, it's a lot easier to work with. You don't have to hold it up off the desk or off your mat. But until then, you annoyingly do have to do that. That's that one in. Now I think this top board is next. Pull these up and over. So I think we can just get a screw into that. Which is the last of these two little screws, I think. It was just two, wasn't it? We've got one into here. Careful not to trap those wires. And then I've got another one in this side over here. Making sure we pop these back in now. These stupid, annoying connectors. And all I do is I try and get them lined up into the middle. And then just push down on the centre pin, like that. Lovely job. I hope these foam pads aren't doing a lot, because I've lost two of them now. I think it'll be okay. I hope. Might just be a heat sink or something, but... Oh, and then look at that. Really annoying. I've just managed to pull this wire off. So we're going to have to reattach that. Okay, well, we'll fire up the soldering iron again. Just as I bloody thought we were getting there. That's what I get for rushing. Take it slow, Tom. Try not to break anything else. That's gotta be the name of the game. Get out to strip the end of that. I think I should just be able to heat this up and dab it back in. I don't think it'll be a big job. Soldering iron's up to temperature. I mean, that's got it a little bit. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to flow a bit more into it. That looks good. Very nice. Right, crisis over, everybody. Stop panicking. We can carry on. So we can pop those motors back in. All those wires are in there and good. That's over and done. Next, what do we need? I think it was this top piece for this button and the shoulder buttons. I think this goes on. It's just clipped on like that. I'll zoom out a bit now, I think. That's good. We should be able to screw this on. Oh, no, it's okay. I thought this might need to go on before I put this case on, but I don't think it does. It's okay. And I've got these little plastic bits that go into here. So you just go down there like that. There should be another one for the other side. I'm not sure exactly where that was. Under here somewhere. That is the headphone jack, which goes in there. Okay. I think that'll be trivial. I think I just need to whip these two screws out and slide it in place, and it just sort of pressure fits. It's kind of it's not too bad. It goes, I think, this way. Oh, come on. Yeah, I think it just goes like that. Perfect. I generally judge the success of a project like this by 1, is it working, and 2, how many parts have I got left over at the end of it. And so far we're looking okay. We can probably pop this back into here now. Clips back in, kind of. Not kind of. It's not happy. Why aren't you going in? Why aren't you going in? Maybe it just needs a bit more oomph. Oh, there you go. Maybe it wasn't quite lined up, but it feels good. Okay. You know what I said about parts left over? Well, I know exactly why I've forgotten. Oh, why rush? Slow the fuck down. Oh, sorry for swearing. I try not to swear on this channel. Just keep it more sort of family friendly. But sometimes one slips out, especially when you're annoyed with yourself. Oh, I know I got confused. I think. I mean, those screws go under there. And the reason I got all confuzzled is because I clipped the wrong side on first. That's what happened there. Gonna put the back on first, not the front. By the way, if anyone's watching this expecting like a tutorial or me to be some kind of expert and to not keep breaking stuff, you're in the wrong place. Again, it's an easy fix, it's just bloody annoying. Right, which way around do these go? We've got red on the top, black on the bottom. If you're wondering how I've sussed that out, I'm copying the other side, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. Apparently, I just really like soldering. Yeah, I'll zoom in for you. I'm just rushing everything. I'm just impatient now. You make one mistake and then it's really easy just to get frustrated with yourself. And honestly, if I wasn't so close, I'd be telling myself to just take a break, put it down, head back in, and come back after a little break or a cup of tea or something. But it's hard to do when you're sort of this close and you can smell it. You can smell the success. God, that's a bad job. So I'm just going to have to get in a bit closer on these. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy soldering and stuff like this in general, but that's why I got into this game. But when you're just trying to fix your own mistakes all the time, it can get you a little bit. Right, very gently now. That goes in there. The front cover is now off, so we can access the bits we need to access when I put the back on first. That's well connected and not shorting out to anything. So, the back goes on first. Project cable. Well, there's something not right there. Triggers aren't going in. What the hell's going on here? No, that trigger's just not going in at all. Now the back won't come off. Alright. I'm going to do what I said. I just need 2-minute break, cup of tea, and come back at this a little fresher. So, back in a second. Right, okay, I am back. I've had a drink. It's about 10 minutes later. And I'm just going to work through this. Why is that not clipped in properly? Oh, what is holding this in? There we go, there we go. Where is it coming next? Clip to the back here. I really don't want to come out. At least it's moving. I'm making some progress. Nothing. No, none of the clips are broken. That was just well and truly in there. There was something about these triggers though weren't in right because they wouldn't move. So it needed to come out. Let's have a see what we've got. Let's try and make sure we're going in properly. Yeah, see that doesn't even try and clip at that point now. And then it just fits in really easily. Triggers move. Oh, not fully, but that's because the range selector's not there. Okay, great. Oh. See what good I rested. Right, next up, let's get these screws in, which we need a different bit for. I've got to say, I don't know about the rest of you, but sometimes I just have to take a step back, think about what I'm doing, think about how I want to tackle it, and then come back and hit the ground running. Because if I don't do that, like I'm saying, I've made stuff so much worse before by just getting frustrated, trying to force stuff, trying to do whatever. You know, maybe that's just me, but you know, I deal with a couple of setbacks and a couple of little mistakes, but then you know they can start to mount up if you're not careful, and then you're in for end up in a worse position than where you started. which is never ideal. Not really what we're in this game for, is it? You know, like, don't get me wrong, I like to tinker and I like the challenge, especially like the diagnosis and things like that, but good. Power button works. They spin freely. Okay. Now we can put this clip back on. Flip that all the way around. Lovely. Magnetic these back on. Right, okay. I've got the charger. Let's see how this works. I'm going to pop this in, see if this charges. Oh, there we go. Wobble it around a bit. Seems solid. That's drawing half an amp. The light's on. The light's flashing, I should say. It's vibrating. So I think we're in a good place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this plugged into a computer and test it, see how it works. Back in a sec. Okay, I've not got a quick way to record the screen on this PC, but all the buttons are working. I've tested it with the gamepadtester.com. There's a little bit of stick drift, but nothing too bad. They're sitting broadly centered, to be honest. At least within what you'd consider a normal nullable zone. Just a little bit loosey-goosey on this, actually. I think more than anything it's the springs. Might be an interesting follow-up video. Like, compared to this one, which snaps back to the centre, this tends to stay slightly offset, which is interesting. In terms of circularity, there's about a 9% error on this one and about an 8% error on this one, so that's not too bad. So all in all, I'm quite happy with that. That's charging away quite nicely. So I think that's generally a pretty good buy. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.